Hello, this is Pixie. Another quick video. So I was took some of this formula I created, and it's got chromium, vanadium, and ORMUS, some gold. What else have I got in there? Cinnamon, turmeric. First time I took it, I thought, wow, this is really strong, and it made my throat sort of sore, and that might be gold. It's like a Sambuca sort of stuff. Okay, and so yeah, so it made my throat sore, so I wasn't too sure about it, basically. I had some yesterday, and I had a shot before I was going to eat something, because I know that the chromium and the vanadium, or vanadium I should say, both have these properties that are good for your blood glucose. So I drank something like Dr. Pepper, so I washed it down Dr. Pepper. I thought it's nice, so I had some more, and then I found that a lot of energy was coming off. I was getting a lot of energy out of it. I could feel it's like warming up your body and sort of tingling sensation through my spine, and muscle seemed to be warming up. So it was actually doing its job, basically. It was getting that energy across, and possibly it'd feel like it felt quite good. Maybe like when I was younger, I would have felt more like that. Have like the sugar rush or the sugar high that people talk about for kids. Actually relates to how fast they can process the insulin into the body, and that seems to be quite a large factor. So that was one part, sort of an interesting in my formulas. I mean, you can make your own. I mean, there are chromium vanadium tablets if you've got type 2 diabetes, or you suspect you may be going that way. It's worth taking that and sort of bring it under control a bit more before you need to go and speak to your doctor, who quite happily, well, they might not happily let you drift into a more serious level, but they'll be giving you insulin tablets and things like that, and maybe not what you need. You get an insulin sensitivity and a sort of cycle, and you don't really want to get caught up in that. Basically, your body can't process something, you just add some more of the same, and as a result your insulin levels will go through the roof in your blood, and then you develop some sort of intolerances because you've got such a high level in your blood, which is where you get the type 2. So sticking insulin into the puzzle is not going to help it. Sticking the mineral that allows your body to take the sugar into your cells is actually the answer to that problem. So that was one kind of event I had, and then I was doing some shifting around in my flat and reorganising. So I put some orgone pyramids in the window or under my bed, and did all sorts of different things, and started mixing some plants and so on. And I had this dream, and it felt like I woke up and it felt like something was in the room, and so I was trying to talk to it because I thought, what the hell are you? And it felt like it was invading my dreams or doing something odd. I don't know quite what it was. I think it's possibly something governmental, because it said that I'm with Satan, and I thought, what are you? You know, what is this Satan you keep going on about? It's like this dark thing. And I realised that, it could be like these governmental things to screw your brain up. I mean, maybe it is an entity that's, I believe is a part of a group called Satan or something like that, but I'm really, I don't know what to believe in that situation. It's just a boogeyman, that's all it is. But it wouldn't enter really my bedroom so much. But I say that, but then I tried to lay and go to sleep, and I didn't feel like I'd been touched by it, like just let me know it was there. And I wasn't too sure on this communication I was having, so I went back to sleep, and I had an interesting dream actually. I had a dream and it had like a little squid-like creature in some water. First I was doing a bit like surfing or something on top of the water, and then I was in it, and then there was this like squid creature, and it was in some sort of like aquarium or something. The problem this creature had was that it was capable of being asexual, and they kept on changing the water of the creature, and so it had these he called them pulpers, that's what they, something like that. That's this little, basically like these they look like droppings that were coming off it, but they were turning into little larvae of this squid creature, and then they, like I say, they just emptied the water, so it's distressed over it. And then I found out, so I was looking for answers, that is this possible? Can the creature be asexual, and you know, what sort of abilities does it have? And then we had a little, found myself having a talk with a octopus in I think London Zoo or something like that. So I was off in some sort of spiritual travel. I was talking to this octopus, and he told me about tri-helix genetics, and he said if it has a tri-helix, it's capable of basically asexual reproduction, because the third strand acts as some sort of counter level or something. As you basically need an extra piece of DNA as a catalyst in some way. And so yeah, so we had this information come across, and so it told me how it was able to do that. And then I asked about sort of, you know, about humans, and he said, well, if females have got the genetics, they can also have the ability to create basically they can create a child without the father. And then I asked, well, what happens if you're a male and you've got a tri-helix, and how could you, because it's like a natural, it's like nature's safeguard in there as well, I guess. You know, how would they be able to breathe? He said you can breathe with anything else. I thought that's strange, but I knew what it meant. What it meant is that you could breathe with some other creature, and what was shown is basically you get the potential of producing a hybrid, but also there's a potential of your DNA taking over, basically, because there's a more dominant strain. You've got 3 of them, and so it also connects to something further back in time. A bit of sort of key information is that I received. And that's the Annunaki. The Annunaki they have Tri-helix DNA, and that basically is what something was said about Eve, and that, and also them breeding with other creatures on this planet. Because if you look at the artwork, they're all men. So all this, a large group of males went to this planet, and maybe they were in hypersleep, or they were doing something else. Either way, they basically were quite randy in that perspective, and so they bred with other things, and they bred with Eve, and they also created Eve in a way as well. I think once they realised they were capable of a genetic crossover, they started experimenting. That was the viability for it. There was something unique about this planet, and they could breed, and so this is why we got a lot of hybrids. I mean, there probably was lots of different Eves, but this other Eve, yes, she was whoever she was. Or something. I don't know, but they bred with it basically. And also the mythology. But if you look at some of the stuff to do with the Annunaki sort of posters and so on, they've got pictures of cows' bodies with Annunaki heads on them, all sorts. They're possibly trying to look at some of these visitors to our world, possibly looking at how they was able to do that. But what they've missed out is that the genetics on our genetics are different. In that we've got the double helix, and the majority of our species, anyway, some of the genetic traits that you wouldn't normally have, and that's why they've been taking certain things. So some creatures don't breed with other creatures. It's like cow's DNA have got different chromosomes, they've got higher amounts, and there's no compatibility for crossbreeding. But if you've got the tri-helix, that probably actually goes across that area. So that explains the artwork.